Hello everyone, my name is Scooter and welcome to this very cozy living room. As you can see, it is all decorated for Christmas, and I hope wherever you are, you guys are having a wonderful holiday season with your friends, family, loved ones, pets, imaginary friends, I don't know, but I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Today, I have got a bit of a bonus Christmas extravaganza episode for you guys. I have found from the hidden depths of my old laptop an old creative world that I last played, I think like 2014, 2015, probably started 2013, so a long time ago in what may as well have been a galaxy far away. So today we will be going through that creative world. I'll be bringing you guys on a bit of a tour going back through memory lane. For me, you'll get to see some of the earlier building that I did back in the day, far before I had ever dreamed of putting anything on YouTube. We can laugh at the goofy bits and we can be amazed at the sheer amount of sandstone blocks that I placed. You'll see. Alright, and it just so happens that I have got a tour of that world on a little VHS tape, because why not? We're going old school. So let's plug this into the VHS player. I'm sure some of you have no clue what that is. I'll just toss that in there. And let's enjoy the show. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have traveled back in time to the ancient world of Minecraft in, 2013, before some of you were probably even born. We are here in my creative world where I spent quite a bit of time just building up, you'll see in about 2 seconds. But if you look at the statistics here, you'll see that I've spent over 6.5 days in real world time in this world. And let me tell you, back then, before I knew about things like the clone command or anything else, like this is just everything you're gonna see today is one block at a time, creative mode. Yeah, it definitely took a long time. Now, you might be wondering, what on earth are you talking about? We can see are some random weird bridges out in the background there. Well, let me show you guys what was at one point my pride and joy. This giant, crazy desert city build. It has some issues, of course. There's some choices that I would definitely make differently nowadays. I think this is just going to be a bit of a fun treat for you guys, just to take a look at one of my old worlds. And you'll be able to see some of the ways in which, even before I started YouTube, just some of the approaches I took to building, the things that I would focus on, and you can compare and contrast that with where things are now, and hopefully you will see that I have grown at least a tiny bit, and hopefully this will also provide you with a little bit of inspiration for your own builds in the future. But without further ado, let's begin the tour. So as you can see here, we've got a big foreboding orange door. Oh no, how will we get in? Well, we would just fly up to the top here. Oh look, it's like magic, only not magic. It's redstone, which is science, I guess. But yeah, like the wall is, several blocks thick. It goes off in all these different directions and different levels. So this alone, the wall around this whole thing, took me a whole bunch of time, but actually pretty happy with how it turned out. You'll also notice there are going to be a lot of iron golems all over this little city. That's because there used to be a whole bunch of villagers that were spawning them. Those villagers don't exist anymore though, because they were causing a little bit of lag from my poor little laptop when I opened up this place. So yeah, it's a bit of a ghost town. Now over here we've got what looks like a little bit of a market with some fancy little stalls here and tools and books and flowers and all that. We've got a little armory over in this building here. So yeah, a lot of the buildings have some sort of interior, and many more definitely do not, because there are a lot of buildings. But this was just a big creative exercise for me, something to fill the time with between class in university. But I had a lot of fun putting this together. And again, all of these are hand built, everything one block at a time. There's no cloning anything here. So this next build I'll show you here is the library, and we've got a bit of a classical column thing out the front here. Sorry for all the sandstone, it's a bit monochromatic, you could say. But if we come in here, yeah, you'll see we've got many books and a cow and some paintings. Can you tell that this was created in the Minecraft of yesteryear? But if I come around somewhere here, I think, where is it? Yes. I had actually quite a bit of fun with little secret piston doors, and look, here are the diamonds. Look at all the diamonds. Ooh, I am rich. I will steal the diamonds. It's not like I'm in creative mode where I can just, have as many diamonds as I want. We come over here. This is another one of the more unique buildings in here. This one took a long time for me because building anything round in Minecraft is crazy. And at the time, it never occurred to me to look up, like how to do a circle with pixels. So it's not really a perfect circle by any means. It's more of a square with rounded corners, but it's kind of the best you're gonna get. But yeah, if we come in here, got an interesting carpet pattern on the floor, lit up by lava and glowstone. That's another theme you will notice in the city. It's got lighting everywhere, because even though I am in peaceful mode, yeah, for some reason I still figured it was a brilliant idea to put torches literally everywhere in the city to prevent mob spawns. I definitely don't play the same way now. We've got a little bit of a watchtower that for some reason is made out of polished granite and diorite, when nothing else in the city is even like that at all. Yeah, I totally can't say exactly what this was. Maybe an attempt to change up the build style of the place, but if I were to go back and do this kind of project again, yeah, this would change. Up here we've got a bit of a palace. Actually, this is meant to be one of the central focal points of the whole city, so let's fly back and take a nice look at that. Again, round shapes, not the greatest here, but up at the top we've got a little balcony with some gardens that look very brown because we're in a desert. The water actually does come all the way from here. It does flow all the way down through the bottom here and out somewhere out in the city. In fact, I think I do know where this goes. It cuts across through here into this nice little pool to water the villagers that no longer exist. But yeah, we've got some highly advanced night lighting here with the redstone lamps. There's a mini throne room in there with a very sad throne, which I won't even bother showing you because it's very sad. And yeah, we'll continue our tour through the city. And in fact, let's head onto the ground. Let's get a feel for what this is actually like, because from the air, it's pretty easy to get around. But one of the things I wanted to do in this place was give you that feeling of being a little bit lost, a little bit in a maze. You can kind of go around every single corner, and there's different pathways and buildings and apartments and things like that. And I think it's actually quite effective because, as you can see from down here, you can't see the whole city. It gives you that sense of scale. Even if it's not the biggest build in the world, you still feel like you're in something much bigger because you can't see over the horizon half the time when you're here. Except if you get really high, then you can actually, like if you climb a tall building, you can see over the whole cityscape here. Hey, donkeys. Here, you guys are now rich. Don't spend it all in one place. Now, this building that we've got here is the Central Church, and this is one of the buildings I'm more proud of in terms of how it turned out. Again, pretty simple. There wasn't as many options when it came to decorations and stuff back in the day, but we've got some little wooden pews here, little spot for a person to stand at the front and say hi to the glowstone. Come around to the back here, we've got a little crypt in the basement that is not at all spooky at all because it's so well lit. And then there's like some spaces upstairs as well above the building that you can go into. I won't bore you guys with all of those details, but it gives you a sense of the scale that we've got here. And again, this is one of those central focal points of the city, along with the big orange pimple, the weird granite tower, and the ugly palace. And coming over here, we've got another very fancy piston door. And look, the return of the granite. I think if I come in here and I do that, that should do the trick and open it up. And perfect, we can come in and out of the city as we please. We've even got some little guard towers on the side here to defend the city against, well, everything out there in the wild where things are not lit up with 10 bajillion torches. And through here, this is one of the last areas that I developed. You can see there's a few more open spaces. I never quite got around to filling all of this in before I sort of stopped playing in this world. But yeah, this is the city as a whole. And again, as much as in terms of the specific design of certain things, I would totally change a lot of it if I were to redo this. I'm actually still pretty happy with the overall effect that you get, just because everything is so different and so random. There's no two buildings that are the same. Everything has its own character and purpose and design to it. And yeah, you get different lines of sight through the whole city depending on where you are. So I still really like this. This still has a special place in my heart. Look at this. We've even got some little baths here. But yeah, that is the city. Still a bit more to show you guys around the world here, of course. If we come across, there's what is essentially a bit of an inn/village thing. I took my building cues from the actual Minecraft villages of the day a little bit too strongly. So you'll notice for a lot of the rest of these, there's a lot of, oak wood and cobblestone and oak wood and cobblestone and not much else. To be fair, my resources were limited back in the day, but still I probably could have done a little bit better. But over here we have, the inn here, some stables, and then a bit of a watchtower set up on the hill here. But coming through here, this is one of the other areas where I spent some time when I wanted to get away from building with only sandstone, and I wanted to switch it up with oak and cobble. So we've got a little bit of a village here. Again, lots of those little apartments and some wheat fields all over the place here. But the pride and joy of this little area is this actually pretty nice castle. Again, too much cobble, but in a similar way as the desert city, it's got a lot of different shapes and different approaches to the walls and everything like that. So it still gives you that very organic, very cobbled together look. Huh? Huh? But yeah, as we can see, we've got even a little bit of diagonal building here, which is even impressive for me, looking back on my building skills back at that time. But yeah, we've got another watchtower. We've got just a lot of open spaces. A lot of watchtowers, actually. Comes across in this great bridge and another little village through here. As we come through here, we've got some little market stalls, and yeah, similar to the desert city in many ways, actually. Just different aesthetic. Look, it's a tricolor or something. Is that France? Is that French? I think that's France. Coming around here, some bridges and some more cobblestone. I think a lot of the interiors here are not finished at all. Like, well, there's some fine art on the walls. That's very nice. Coming around here, we have a nice little protective wall to keep the non-existent villagers safe from the non-existent peaceful mode zombies. Over here we have another approach to building, this time with less cobble and more stone brick. But you know, there are some different shapes and things like that. So I was still doing a lot in terms of my approach to building and trying to experiment and see what I could come up with this sort of thing. Oh, wow, there's just lava at the bottom. That's interesting. I don't know what it was with me and lava. I guess it was one of the only ways of really lighting things up very well, I suppose, other than torches. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this banner is. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I guess the trap worked. I didn't even see. Yeah, there is a pressure plate here, and if I come across the edge, I don't get pushed off. But if somebody's going where they're not supposed to, they would in theory be lost in the lava, and all of their money and diamonds and things would all be lost in the lava. Coming through here, though, you can make your way above the trap and get into the rest of the tower, I suppose. I don't know quite what the point of that is. There's nothing that it's guarding, but well, we're in the top of the tower. Isn't that nice? There's no way out of here other than back the way we came. Alright, well that is it in terms of the tour of this world. There's probably more I could have shown you guys, but my building skills have changed since this time, and some of it is frankly pretty embarrassing. And I mean, the stuff I've already shown you in some ways is pretty embarrassing, but trust me, there's worse. But everyone, as we fly over the wonderful little brown and gray and beige creations I've got here, we're going to jump back into our Christmas studio, and I'm going to talk just a little bit in terms of what the plans are for the new year, because it's almost 2023. And if you did enjoy going through this world, let me know, because there are a few other creative worlds that I've done, none quite to the same scale. But, you know, just over the years before I did any kind of recording, I spent quite a bit of time in creative worlds like this, just building for my own sake and just as a creative outlet. So if you are interested in seeing more of that, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see if we can do any other tours like this. But with that, back to the Christmas studio. And we are back in studio in the Christmas living room thing that I've put together for this one video. And again, if you're wondering what I mean by studio, yeah, this is literally a set here. We've got our video camera, little director's seat, if I can hop into that. Here. Ta-da! But I wanted to bring you guys back in here just for a little bit to, again, share some plans for the new year and what you can expect. We're going to be going full steam ahead in Scooter's World, doing some more building. The next episode, my plan is to build, well, something you'll just have to see. No, I'll give you a little hint. It's going to be a tower. This will be the biggest build that I've done so far yet on that world, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Subscribe too if you don't want to miss that. And before we sign off for good, I just want to take a moment to thank you guys for being such a wonderful, wonderful audience when it comes to supporting me on this channel. And as I shiver away here in order to get a nice little vignette on the screen, I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas season and holidays with your friends and your family and your loved ones. And I shall see you again in, well, I mean, maybe next Saturday, so that'd be the 31st. But for all intents and purposes, I shall see you guys again in the new year, in the next episode. And until then, take care, everybody.